If you've rented a car, you've probably been warned by the salesperson at the counter about the possible consequences of walking away without buying their rental insurance. That's what the company is counting on, putting you on the spot. You might not feel confident about exactly what coverage you already have, but don't let them guilt you into buying insurance. That's what rental car companies are counting on, along with the commissions for selling you the coverage. Welcome back to Car Coach Reports. I'm Lauren Fix. If this is your first time here, we give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts, because knowledge is power. Subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. Each state has different car insurance and rental car insurance coverage, and having experienced the ugly side of rental car agencies and the insurance coverage, it's important that you know the facts. It could save you a lot of money out of your pocket. Do you need insurance to rent a car? Well, you don't need to have your own insurance policy to rent a car. However, rental car agencies typically have minimal coverage on their vehicles, so if you get into an accident, you're probably going to be responsible for significant expenses. Now, buying additional insurance from the rental car company using a credit card or getting a separate policy that's standalone from a third-party person is an option. Can your own auto insurance coverage cover it? Well, that's determined if you already have that coverage within your own auto insurance policy. Now, you may have to call the company to get the proper information. Coverage from your own policy applies when you're using a rental car for personal, non-business purposes. So that may be an issue if you're using it for business purposes. If that's the case, your employer may have the coverage on a separate policy. You'll need to find that out before you rent the car. What about car crashes and car theft? Well, at the counter, you can purchase a loss damage waiver, or LDW. It's also called a collision damage waiver, or CDW. And that gets you off the hook for damages to the rental car vehicle or the theft of that vehicle. It's technically not an insurance policy, but rather a waiver that says the rental car company won't come after you. And that is called walkaway insurance. Now, if you have collision or comprehensive coverage on your own policy, it generally will extend to a rental car as long as that's within the United States or Canada. However, you will still be responsible for the deductible and additional charges while the vehicle is being repaired, and you have to file a claim on your auto insurance policy, which could raise your premium. Now, if you don't have comprehensive or collision on your regular policy, or you're renting in a location where the coverage isn't in effect, you should pay the LDW, or the loss damage waiver. If there's damage that you do to other cars or to other property, that's covered under supplemental liability protection, and that will pay for the damage you do to others. That vehicle protection is covered under property, and it usually goes between $300,000 and $1 million worth of coverage. You may or may not have that on your policy. That depends on what state you're in and what your policy looks like. If you have minimal liability coverage on your auto policy, you could buy the supplemental protection to boost your coverage. If there are injuries that happen to you, that personal accident insurance coverage will cover medical costs for you and your passengers if you're involved in an accident. Now, this includes ambulance and medical care and death benefits, hopefully not. And if you have personal injury protection or medical payment coverage on your own, that will help cover some of those expenses. Remember, if you're outside the US and Canada, that could be different and may fall onto your health insurance policy if you have that coverage. What about stolen items? Personal items stolen are covered under the insurance policy up to a set dollar amount through your homeowner's or your renter's policy, and that'll generally cover the possession of certain items up to a certain dollar amount. You'll typically need to file a police report, and there's a deductible amount that will apply. Using your credit card may give you rental car coverage, but credit cards often provide coverage for certain vehicles under certain circumstances, so it's important that you read the small print or contact your insurance company. Using your credit card for rental car coverage, well, credit cards often provide coverage for rental cars, assuming you use that card to pay for the rental and the rental is in your name. You'll automatically have the coverage if it includes that on the credit card policy, and there's no need to call or sign up for any forms. Usually this is secondary coverage, meaning your own auto insurance policy will pay out first. You want to call your credit card company to get details. Another option is buying rental car coverage on your own. There are some companies that will sell you a standalone policy for rental cars. A lot of businesses use that. And if you don't want to buy the insurance at the counter, generally you need to decline that rental car coverage and have that second policy with you. Here's the bottom line. You should be aware that rental car companies expect to earn a certain amount of income, and if the vehicle isn't being used because of damage, they're going to charge your credit card up front, and then you're going to have to get a lawyer to get that resolved. I've been there and done that, and it is very frustrating. If you got value from this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And if you have additional questions, put them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer them. Let's open the conversation. Tell us your rental car stories so we can all learn. I'm also answering questions on all forms of social media at Lauren Fix. There's more on our website, carcoachreports.com, with content in English and Spanish. And if you're still looking for some more car smarts, check out my book, Lauren Fix's Guide to Loving Your Car. The link is down below. I'm co-hosting a podcast called Total Car Score. It's available on all platforms, and we go behind the scenes to find out what makes the industry tick. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.